Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to Naya Sim, and thank you all so much for all the love and support. Hope you all are doing great. Today, we'll be talking something very important, and it's about a video that I brought here, I think yesterday or 2 days ago, but this is a full video, right? And I am asking, why is it that each time Black people talk about reparations, they start telling Black people that you guys were not the descendant of slaves. I mean, it happened years ago. Why do we need to pay you reparations and all that? So it happened that because Obama was the president, I mean, years back. So for that reason, they feel like they have actually paid Black people reparations because when Black people talked about reparations, he actually said that Obama was the president, so why do we need to pay for reparations? So it means that we've actually paid you guys for reparations. And why is it that they do not see reasons why they should fix the things that they damaged? Because reparation is more like fixing all the things they damaged. And then each time we talk about reparations, they think it's all only about slavery. It's way beyond that. All the things, both the Jim Crow, the redlining, and so many of it are still part of the reasons why reparations are very important and should be paid. And I think Black people are not hammering on it enough because it looks like each time election is coming up, that is when they will start talking on reparations or start promising that they are going to pay reparations. I mean, Black people should start hitting on it real hard and tell them no reparations, no vote. Let's get into this video.
I don't think reparations for something that happened 150 years ago for whom none of us currently living are responsible is a good idea. We've elected an African-American president. I think we're always a work in progress in this country, but no one currently alive was responsible for that.
Remember, we're not talking about a gift to anybody. We're talking about mending what was broken. We're talking about the generational theft of the wealth of generations of African Americans. And just crossing out a racist policy and replacing it with a neutral one is not enough to deliver equality. Harms compound, just like a dollar saved in its value compounds over time. So does the value of a dollar stolen. And that is why the United States must act immediately with investments in minority-owned businesses, with investments in health equity, with investments in HBCUs, and on the longer term, look at reparations so that we can mend what has been broken.
I don't think reparations for something that happened 150 years ago for whom none of us currently live.
In 63 BCE, the Romans took over, right? There's a certain someone who was taken off the map. Until 1948, right? We talking about 2,000 years later, roughly, give or take, I don't know. 2,000 years. Not only did you provide them what could only be called reparations, among many other things, you still to this day subsidize their entire existence. Okay. Free everything, free education. My tax dollars give them a beautiful life while I stay here and struggle. But 150 years? You can't do that? You don't feel like we should go that far back for Black people? Given all that we've done to them in this nation? But 2,000 years you can get on board with. 2,000 years. Those people deserve reparations. But the people here at home, right, who are consistent, there is overwhelming amounts of proof as to how they are still systemically kept down, held back to this day. But you can't put any effort into that because 150 years ago versus 2,000. Come on, Mitch. You're not that goddamn dumb. 150. Give these people their fucking reparations. If you can give it to them spoiled Europeans, give it to these people. Because goddamn it if they don't deserve it. And indigenous. This is ridiculous. 2,000 fucking years you can justify reparations. But 150. No. Man, ooh, just
don't think reparations for something that happened 150 years ago for whom none of us currently.
And I don't think that your old ass should be even working, or let alone dictating what the fuck that we need as a fucking whole. Your ass is too motherfucking old. You need to go and retire and let the next motherfucking bitch do it. Sitting right here talking out your motherfucking mind. Did you take your medications today, sir? It's given that you have all fucking timers and you need to go and sit your ass down somewhere. Saying, oh, we shouldn't give reparations because Obama is not black. Obama is a biracial ass man. He's both white and he's both black. And even though if that was the case, your old ass is still gonna pay us our reparations whether or not we have to come in there and fuck you up. And you sitting right here worried about us. Meanwhile, you have 3 goddamn chin. You worrying about reparations, you need to repair that fucking chin. Old ass. Looking like you smell like peppermint.
I don't think reparations for something that happened 150 years ago for whom none of us currently.
They should contact Africa and get them to pay the reparations because they're the ones that sold their ancestors to the rest of the world. It wasn't America's fault. It was a product, and America bought the product. Do you actually think a white person went traipsing through the desert or the jungle after them? Nah. They waited on the coast while their ancestors, the African ancestors, brought them from the different villages and sold them to the rest of the world. That word you all don't like, negra, which means black. Imagine where that word came from.
The only reason anybody would be against reparations is if they don't feel that this country has anything to repair in how it has treated and continues to treat black folks.
I don't think reparations for something that happened 150 years ago for whom none of us currently living are responsible is a good idea.
First off, Mitch, you were alive 100 years ago. Look at you. Second, reparations are not just about slavery. They're about repairing the incessant harm that has been done to black people in this country since we were stolen and brought here, and that does not end with slavery. These people act like Jim Crow was just like a minor inconvenience. It was violence! And I don't know if y'all been looking around lately, but basically reparations should be owed for what was done like 15 minutes ago in this country.
We've tried to deal with our original sin of slavery by fighting a civil war.
If the Civil War was really about righting the wrongs of slavery, then we wouldn't have all these Confederate flags and Confederate statues still just confederating around to this day. To this day!
By passing landmark civil rights legislation.
These people wake up every morning to undo civil rights legislation.
We've elected an African American president.
Now you know you ain't vote for Barack. We need to become reparationists. We need to make preparations for reparations. And I say that comes with us first making reparations a part of our culture. This should be a part of our lifestyle. And we should be demanding that reparations be given to us by whoever is in the presidency and by whoever wants to be president. And also by our local and state governments. And I don't think that means just waiting to the last minute of an election and saying that we're not going to vote for you unless you give us reparations. Nah. We should be getting behind candidates who already believe in this. And all you white folks who want to be down, baby, you better be reparationists too. That's the new question for your white friends. Do you believe black people should get reparations? See, reparations are not a capital gain. They're an ethical practice. Because in a society where advancement is determined by money, the only way to correct the systematic hindrance of that advancement is by providing money. Reparations are not some far-reaching thing that have never been figured out before. We need to stop looking at reparations as something we need to imagine. Consider them as something that is very real that needs to happen. What we need to imagine is what we are going to do with the reparations to make sure that our community and ourselves are taken care of. We need to become reparationists.
I don't think reparations for something that happened 150 years ago for whom none of us currently living are responsible is a good idea. We've elected an African American president. I think we're always a work in progress in this country, but no one currently alive was responsible for that.
Remember, we're not talking about a gift to anybody. We're talking about mending what was broken. We're talking about the generational theft of the wealth of generations of African Americans. And just crossing out a racist policy and replacing it with a neutral one, is not enough to deliver equality. Harms compound, just like a dollar saved in its value compounds over time. So does the value of a dollar stolen. And that is why the United States must act immediately with investments in minority-owned businesses, with investments in health equity, with investments in HBCUs, and on the longer term, look at reparations so that we can mend what has been broken.
That's interesting. Hey, black people, my fellow Negroidians. Isn't it funny how this conversation comes up around election time? The one piece of information that we really need to take heed to in that whole kerfuffle of bullshit was a dollar saved compounds and a dollar stolen compounds. Compounding interest is powerful. So start saving and creating your own generational wealth now. Because the things that this country have done, very unfair. Expecting the same country to give us reparations is crazy. Should black people have been got reparations? Yes, but the United States of America failed the test and failed the grade. You know how you were in school, you didn't do your work, then report the card comes around and like you scared, you ask for extra credit, you try to do this, that, and the third. That's what America did, but they don't fail the class. They just failed at like having black people's trust ever, and they're never going to give black people reparations. They just dangle it in front of your face, get your vote, and keep it pushing. That's it, that's all. And these grants for black-owned companies, I own too. I promise you. You have to jump through so many hoops and barriers. You have to jump through so much shit to even be in the running to get one of those grants. It doesn't even make sense to try and get one. I know there's gonna be a lot of creators on this app who are like, America hates black people. No, America does not hate black people. America simply doesn't care about black people. So you gotta go get some money on your own. Would I like a reparations check? Fuck yes. Do I think I'm ever gonna get it? Absolutely not. Let's keep living in reality and don't let the stupid shit that these Democrats make you forget what life has been.
Cisco, they're looking to pay reparations for black people. Should Americans pay for reparations?
Why is it just for black people?
I think it's to right the wrongs of like previous injustices such as slavery.
Is it a trial or a study?
No, I think it's just like a bill that's being proposed.
Oh, okay. There's other things in the world and in San Francisco that need to be addressed.
Do you think reparations would de-incentivize personal responsibility and hard work, or would it have positive effects?
I don't think it would have positive effects.
So this is all I got from the stitches, and sincerely speaking, I am really sick and tired of these people coming out to like say some certain things. Now look at the way he said that Obama was a black president. So it looks like they settled, like to them, they settled black people with Obama by being president. So for that reason, from what he said, Obama was the president, and so for that reason, why do you people still need reparations and so Obama has paid the price according to him, and you all know Obama was not full black, right? But I hope I am not trying to provoke anybody here, but then it is what it is. So now let's keep talking about this reparation. It is amazing how to this very moment they still do not say reason why they should pay reparations. And I really do not understand how they are not seeing the reasons why it is not just for slavery, Reparation wasn't just only for slavery, for all the things, for Jim Crow, redlining, and all that they did to black people and the rest of it. So why would they not want to pay reparation? And it looks like each time election is coming up, that it's only when the reparation talks starts popping up and all that. But I think black people should really start asking for reparations even before the election and tell them, if you do not give us our reparation, we are not voting for you. Because I really don't see reason why reparation is something hard for them to pay. And then they still come out all the time to tell black people that are You were not the one. This happened many, long time ago. Why are you the one? You were not the descendant, or you were not the one that experienced slavery and the rest of it. So why are you people keeping it like, it's been years, right? The ones that were supposed to get it did not get it. The ones that also went to court from Tulsa, Oklahoma, the ones that are descendants of slaves, did also not get. So who are the people that are going to pay people their reparations and start asking questions? Because all of you are still benefiting, to this very moment, they are still benefiting from everything that was built back then to this very moment. And the fact that we keep asking for reparation, or we keep asking about it, is really something that it makes me uncomfortable, because Black people do not need to ask for reparations. They already know that they owe reparations, and that should be paid, and paid in full. It's way. They should cut that check without asking a lot of questions. See you all in my next video. Bye for now.